What's up, YouTube? Today is June 22nd, 2022. It's your boy Larry, VP Blocker. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. I'll try my best to get back to everyone. Watch the whole video in its entirety. You're missing all the gems and the truths. If you want to click off, that's on you. It is what it is. Today's video is going to be a good one because I know I'm gonna ruffle some feathers and this is gonna hurt. Now, the difference between black and brown and white people are, other than our pigmentation, it's a lot of our way of thinking. A lot of black and brown people, I've experienced this myself, we like to play victim. Oh, the white man had us as slaves and they had a head start and they got free labor and they got this and they got that. And this is the reason why they're ahead. I understand that. I genuinely do. And slowly and surely we are making progress. But in the meantime, we need to educate ourselves on how to be smarter when we walk through this world, because we do walk through this world differently. White people walk through this world very different than black and brown people. Every black and brown person knows what I'm talking about with this. When you walk into a room and it's all white people at a restaurant or a function or whatever, you feel a little something. You feel a little something. You don't know what it is. You can't put your hand on it. You can't put your mouth and taste it. But there's a little something in the air. The little something in the air is you were the only one. And I wonder what are they thinking or this and this and that. I'm going to teach you how to get to a point where you'll never worry about that again. You'll never give a crap what anyone thinks, and you'll just be on your journey. Now, when a white person is born in this world, and I'm speaking from, what friends have told me, and I have family members that are Caucasian, what they have told me, and what I have read, and what I have seen with my own two eyes. Not everyone this pertains to, but the majority of your middle class, upper middle class, and you're wealthy. When they go to school, a lot of younger white kids already have it in their head what they want to do because their parents have spoke to them. Their parents may be firemen, cops, corporate world, and they're already talking about what they want to do in 7th and 8th and 9th and 10th grade. You want to know why? I was born in one of the most worst cities, was the murder capital for a long time, Newark, New Jersey. I was born in Beth Israel Hospital, Newark, New Jersey. Now, me being born there, I grew up in one of the worst cities and went to school, Irvington, New Jersey. When I went to school, kids really didn't study as hard. It was, kids acting out because they came from one family, one parent households, predominantly the mom. There wasn't fathers really in the life because my father was in and out of my life. So I was a troublemaker. I was acting out. My mom did the best she could to try to control me. Now, fast forward to 7th grade, my mom already had it in her head. She was going to leave my father. And she was like, listen, I'm not sending him to Irvington High School. That is one of the worst schools in this area. She got up, moved in with my sister. They rented a house together in Union, New Jersey. Now, my first day in Union, New Jersey. Now, remember, in Irvington, my mom wouldn't even let me leave the block. She wouldn't even let me leave the block. I had to go to the corner, come back when the street lights came on. A lot of you know what I'm talking about. My mom was, Larry, screaming for me if I wasn't in the house. My first day, when I moved to Union, she said, go explore. I said, what? She said, hop on your bike and go explore. We were already in the suburbs, a better area. It was a way better area. Back then, Union, New Jersey was about 80%, 85% white. I never forget. I hopped on my bike. I was on my bike 5 minutes. I turned the corner and I met two little white kids that changed my life forever. Albert Turan and Danny Turan. Wherever you guys are, thank you for accepting me and welcoming me. I was nervous and I didn't know the difference between black and white back then. Like you know, but you really don't know. Society pumps that into our head, the big difference of what we are. Now, I was playing, riding my bikes, learning different things. But then when I started to realize, I started to go to their houses and they had a mom and dad always in the house. I mean, maybe one kid out of every 6 or 7's father, mom and dad divorced, but there were a lot of mom and dads in the house. Even when I played sports, the mom and dads came to the games. And here's what I started to realize after I got older. Black people, brown people, when you get a great job or you get a great career, and you finally get a great career, or you go into the college, or you go into college, or you go into, higher learnings. I didn't know about that in high school. I didn't know about grants that can be forgiving because my parents only knew what they knew. In 8th grade in Union, kids are already telling me what colleges that they want to go to. I had no clue. I didn't even know. And I kind of knew my mom and them didn't have money. My dad wasn't in the picture. He had a great career, but he wasn't really in the picture. How was my mom going to afford college? So it kind of got pushed to the back of my mind where I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it because my mom didn't have the money, but I didn't know that there was grants that could be forgiven if your parents make under a certain amount or if they're in a single household. We got to educate ourselves about that because we're leaving a lot of opportunities on the table. We're leaving so many opportunities to hire or to further our education, but we're just not educating ourselves because we don't know. Your parents can only teach you what they know, and my mom did not know. She was working 2 and 3 jobs. So I'm trying to help you and tell you this. Speak to your guidance counselors. If your guidance counselor, if they're, oh, well, this might not be right for you, you look them in the eyes and you say, do your job. This is where I want to go. What type of GPA do I need to get in there? What type of SAT scores do I need to be in there? Young black and brown people, we don't need more rappers, singers, basketball players, football players. We don't need more of that. We need engineers. We need scientists. We need chemical engineers. Do you know if you're a chemical engineer, excuse me, or a regular engineer, someone that builds infrastructures and bridges and tunnels, you literally can write your own ticket. You can write what you want, how much you want to make. I want a company car. I want you to fly me there, all expense paid. If you want me, this is what you got to pay. We don't have enough of that. We don't have those people. If you guys want to become politicians, if you want to work in corporate world, if you want to be in on Wall Street, do it. You want to be firemen and cops. You want to change how police treat us? Start becoming the police. Start becoming law enforcement. Get into the FBI, go into the DEA, go into the CIA. Start furthering your education. Become more defense lawyers and help out the black and brown communities. Now, when black people go into the work world and we start making great money, and I know from experience because I did this, the first thing we do is buy a car. First thing I did when I became a longshoreman and started making some money, I upgraded my car. I got out of the car that got me there to fill out the paperwork, that got me from A and B, that had air conditioning. It was a Buick Delta 88. It didn't look good, but it started every day, had air conditioning. But I didn't want that car no more. I upgraded. I upgraded to a Mazda Speed 6. It was a 6-speed, turbo, all-wheel drive, leather interior. Okay. I didn't realize I had an annuity. I didn't move funds around. Because I wasn't educated, because no one told me about this. I'm trying to tell you about this. When you start a job, the questions you need to ask is, do you guys offer a 401k? Do you offer a 401k match? At what percentage do I have to contribute to get the 401k match? Do you offer stock options? Every program they have about stocks being involved in the company and mutual funds and life insurance and health insurance, you need to get those pamphlets and read them. Read them. Go through them. That's the difference between a lot of white households. A lot of the middle class kids that I worked with, that I went to school with, I remember hearing their parents talking, because you know how kids were always ear hustling. I remember they're saying, "Oh, honey, I think I'm gonna, but do more stock options and have more in our 401k. You should raise yours," because their parents already had a plan. They were already on their next stages where they were already thinking about retirement. The black community, we don't think about retirement. We don't. We think we're just gonna work and work or hit the lottery. That's another thing. When you start making money, or even when you're not making money, stop playing the lottery. The lottery is the number one thing in the inner city that's killing us. Lottery, alcohol, cigarettes. You don't go on Rodeo Drive or in Beverly Hills and see a liquor store on every corner. You don't see people playing the lottery out there in Calabasas. In your wealthiest areas, even in New Jersey, you're lucky if you find a scratch off place or a lottery place. You'll find a wine and spirits, but you won't find a full-fledged liquor store that sells Colt 45. My black and brown people, lottery, you're not going to hit. You're not going to get wealthy. And even if, all right, you have like a 1 in like a 240 million chance of winning the Mega Millions. And if you do hit it, 75 to 80% of those people go broke after 5 years. You want to know why? Two things. They didn't know how to manage money. They wasn't educated about money, and they shouldn't have been playing lottery in the first place. And the reason why they won the lottery, they shouldn't have been playing the lottery, and they lost the money because they didn't understand that you lose money anyway playing the lottery. I see people, okay, now I'm gonna be honest, some of your bodegas and some of your little quickie marts in these areas have the best like wings, or they have like the best like like little stuff on your way home. I see them come up, yeah, let me get 2-pack of Newports. Okay, I'm gonna play 4506, 3201. Before you know it, his total is $110 just for lottery. $110. Imagine if you take that $110 and you bought Johnson & Johnson stock. Or instead of buying those cigarettes, you bought Altria stock or Philip Morris. Now, the problem we're having is we're not educating ourselves and we're playing victim. It comes to a point where you got to look beyond what happened in the past. It happened already. It breaks my heart that it did, and we're still struggling from it. But it's the choices you make today that will impact your future. I didn't want to be that person that's always, oh, well, this happened. No, I took my future in my hands, and that's why I am where I am now. The first thing you need to do when you get paid, like I said, find out about 401k matches, stock options, all type of financial stuff. Second thing, create a budget. When you start getting your paychecks, create a budget. Don't just automatically buy a car or upgrade your house or go get a new wardrobe. Don't do that. I see a lot of people when they first get their good job, the first used car they go get or the car they get is a Benz, a Mercedes, a BMW, an Escalade, a Range Rover, but you're still living in poverty. Nobody in that area can even fix that car. So why are you buying that car? When that car breaks down, Tito on the corner can't fix that car because he doesn't have the tools. I've always said this. The first thing you need to do when you make money, create a budget and find a way to get out of the inner city. You gotta better your family. Move your mom, your dad out, your grandma, your abuela out. Get your kids into a better school system where they can learn the stuff that I've learned by being in a better school system. Now, when it comes to white communities, when it in those communities, a lot of people talk about higher learning. Now, if you think they don't, go look at Harvard. What are the kids in Harvard? Mostly white, Asian, Indian. Go to Princeton, white, Asian, Indian. Go to MIT, white, Asian, Indian. Go to the USC, white, Asian, Indian. Go to LSU, white, Asian, Indian. A lot of times you go to these big campuses, the only black people there are the ones that play sports. That's just a fact. The majority of the black kids that go to these big universities in Oregon and Texas, they play sports. The majority of them there are there on a sports scholarship. We need more kids there on engineering and political science and all these big majors that I can't even name. We need more of that in this world. So I hope this video helps. Educate yourself. Don't be the norm. Don't be the regular stereotypical black and brown person that wants to buy name brand stuff and wants the Louis, the Gucci, the Benz, the Range Rover, but you're looking for parking at night. You don't have a driveway. You live in a building. You live in a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom building. I'm gonna tell you a story. I pass through these neighborhoods out here and I'll see guys in Bentleys. And they pull in front of parks and they're hanging out at a park, having a barbecue in a park. And I seen this one Bentley, beautiful car. I happen to see that same Bentley parked at the same apartment every day. What does that tell you? He has an amazing car, but he lives in an apartment. He doesn't even have a backyard to invite his friends over for a barbecue. If you want to get at me, if you want to send me hate, you can send me whatever you want. I'm winning. I want you to win too. No regrets. Get it.